Hello, hello, hello. I'm just setting up for our stream. Told y'all I was gonna be here at 8 or even 9. I'm sorry. I like watching shows. And, yeah, if I start an episode, I'm gonna fucking watch it all. So, that's what happened with. Thing is, I didn't watch my Arrowverse. I watched the first episode of Goblin Guy. Am I on? Yes. I'm on. Huzzah. Fellas, is it gay to kiss a woman? A woman? Because you're kissing someone who likes dick. Well, in my opinion on the matter, it doesn't really matter. Because it's not an opinion. It's the fact. First episode of Cobra Kai was alright. It feels so weird that this adult man's talking about another adult man about taking down a man who's teaching karate. Like, it's so weird. Like, it felt genuine in season 1 and 2, but now it's gone to the point, like, we need to add drama for no fucking reason. Is it gonna be one more season? Is season 5 the final one? Who knows? Anyways, the movie we watched last night is Resident Evil Afterlife. This one. Yeah, the weird thing is about these two movies is that when you put them next to each other, you can't tell they're different movies because it has the same exact side with no photo. So it's about like, when I was buying them, I was like, the fuck? Is it the same movie? Then I pulled it apart and one was Extinction and one was Afterlife. The annoying thing about this thing is that this is not the Alice throughout the movie. It's the Alice that's in the very, very first scene of the movie. And they turn out to be the clones. And the clones are introduced at the very end, well, at the beginning and the very end of Extinction. Which, like, we were expecting some crazy shenanigans to happen in the next movie. But we have to assume that every single clone died in that explosion or something, which is so weird. But does every clone have powers? That's so weird. But I still the poster for Afterlife is probably the best poster out of all of them. Not gonna lie. I don't like the Retribution one. Final Chapter one's pretty cool, but Afterlife is the best one, my humble opinion. It's a very different film to Extinction. It's same as how that's a very different film from the first movie on Apocalypse. Out of all them so far, Apocalypse is still the reigning champ. Like, it just felt like it adds lore that was introduced in the third movie and like adds on to it, and like Chris Redfield and Claire Redfield in this one, which is pretty cool. They reunite. However, since Claire got her memory wiped, she wasn't as ecstatic, and we don't see them be excited to see each other again. Well, Chris does. And Chris is not in any other movie. Apparently he's in Retribution. But, no, not he. Apparently Leon, I should say. Also, the dude that I hated in Sons of Anarchy is in this movie. And guess what? By the end of the movie, you hate him in this one. It's crazy. Kmart comes back as well. I mean, like, I understand that these movies have to be very different in order to like maintain an audience, but like they introduced like a different type of zombie in this movie without conveying why they're there, because in the games a rival company creates this virus, and that's how they have the X's. Those they make like the elite mouths from Halo. Had a rap today. Still tastes. But yeah, it's all right. The movie as a whole, like, the only annoying thing in this movie is that it feels like it takes place in one area, like sure the first movie had that same feeling, but Extinction and this one very had that feeling. Apocalypse didn't, because we were varying from place to place to place. Because it was just the city, you don't really care about the buildings. But in this one, you're at a prison, and there's running water apparently. And somehow they have way to light torches and shit. Also, the Asian dude got fucking meat cleared. But wait, I don't know when this movie is set, because supposedly at the very beginning of the movie takes place right off the events of Extinction, because they're in Tokyo, and then it's flash forward to 6 months later, and she's on a plane flying to Alaska, Arcadia, which was where they were headed in the third movie. And when she arrives, she finds the helicopter, the journal, and a fucked up Claire. I didn't realize it was Claire until I saw it. But apparently in the book it says from Nevada to Alaska, they had to take a lot of stops, and since it's like 6 months later, I was like, okay. But wait, was it 6 months later? Oh yeah, it was 4 years later after the initial outbreak. But then 6 months later. But then in the journal it says that the people got there only a couple of days before Alice did. So like, how the fuck have you been going for 6 months to the same place? Like, a helicopter, you can go from state to state in a helicopter easily. So why does it take you so much fuel just to get to another state? I mean, I can understand if landing in one state you need to find a sufficient amount of fuel. Also, Jill showed up at the very end. It's pretty cool. And apparently Carlos comes back in Retribution. I don't know if it has a flashback sequence or if they cloned him or whatever. But apparently every major character besides Chris Redfield's in the next movie. We're going to get a glimpse of Carlos. We're going to get Leon. We're going to get Claire Redfield and Jill Valentine. What big bad is going to be in this movie? There's been a big bad in all of the movies. In the first one, it was that wall crawling dudes. I forget the names. Second movie, it was Nemesis. Third movie, it was Tyrant. And now we have, what's it called? Skinwalkers? Daywalkers? That's played. Anyways, this is another, like, 5 out of 10. Like, it's alright. I enjoyed it. Like, if you want to watch Alice be cool, but the thing is, you introduce her having powers at the end of Apocalypse, you expand upon that idea in Extinction, but then in Afterlife, you make her get rid of the powers? What the fuck? I wanted to see her fucking, like, do some epic shit, but apparently, I don't know. Maybe she gets her powers back in Retribution. Who knows? And yeah, I stand corrected. Afterlife is not the one that I have watched before. It must be part of a Retribution I've seen before. Because this, like, I thought because this one was set in Tokyo, then she was in Tokyo, but no, it wasn't set in Tokyo. It was actually set in LA. Maybe Retribution is the one I'm thinking of when they're in like a fake Tokyo or thing. I don't know. I will talk about it tomorrow's stream, but yeah, enjoyable movie. I felt it was weaker than Extinction, but so my rating so far out of the 4 movies now, it would be Apocalypse, this first movie, Apocalypse first movie, Extinction, Afterlife. I would have loved to, like, I know they made the final chapter and everything, but I would love for Alice to come back in some formal way. Like, whether it be in her like, a movie-based video game, where it's an entire original video game, however it's based in the world that the movie's created, and you still play as Alice. So you'd be able to play, like, a Resident Evil type of game, however, have her extreme healing factor, have her superpowers. That would be fucking sick. You would have to set it like around Extinction time, but that would be fucking sick. Anyways, I digress. Let me play the game. We're about an hour and a bit. Got a feeling I'm high and believing. Come along with me. Also, the dude who fucking played Leader, or Mr. Blue in Incredible Hulk, came back at D23 out on the panel for Captain America: New World Order. Can't believe we're finally fucking getting Leader. I remember back in when Thaddeus Ross came back, like, for Civil War for a brief moment, and even when he came back in Infinity War, people were talking about where the fuck is Leader, and now he's back, but now everyone's still just saying we need a fucking Hulk movie. Like, honestly, Universal knows how much fucking money the MCU makes. And they even see the revenue with fucking No Way Home. It's probably one of the most successful MCU movies to date, and that was a joint movie made. Like, honestly, why can't Marvel, like, just make that movie, advertise it everywhere, but have Universal distribute it? You know? I want World War Hulk. Like, everyone, I want at least another Hulk movie. Like, we only got one Hulk movie and that was in Phase 1. Everyone got so used to only having one Hulk movie, but having Hulk again and again and again and again in side pieces. Like, the reason why it was in Thor Ragnarok was because they couldn't do a Planet Hulk fucking movie because they didn't have the rights for Hulk. But apparently in 2024 that it changes, so maybe they're gonna announce a World War Hulk movie to put into Phase 6. That'd be fucking amazing, you know? I really, really want them to do a Planet Hulk, not a Planet Hulk, a World War Hulk story. Or just call it World Breaker Hulk. Where, like, since we're in the multiverse saga right now, you can honestly do one with Maestro, like Hulk fighting Maestro, you know? That would be fucking amazing, having Maestro on screen. Like, having Maestro versus normal Hulk, that would be fucking crazy. But what's the next saga gonna be called after the Multiverse Saga? No one knows. Also, we have a lot of fucking content coming in next year. We had not that much this year, but next year we have a lot. We have like fucking 4+ movies, and so like the amount of series this year plus last year alone we're getting next year. Also, the special, the Made by Werewolves type thing, it's coming out. I don't know what that is, but pretty hype. Because apparently Man-Thing is in it, and Man-Thing is fucking sick. Sure, Something is probably the better one out of all of them, but I really like my one dream for the MCU was to have Red Hulk in it. And technically we can't have Red Hulk in it anymore because unfortunately William Hurt did die at the beginning of the year. But I've said this once and I'll say it again. Like, you can legitimately just make Thaddeus Ross turn into Red Hulk off screen and just say that he's permanently Red Hulk. Because that's what happens with Red Hulk in the comics. Like Thaddeus Ross is in control, I think, but he doesn't want to turn back to his human self because he knows how strong and invulnerable he is. Like, I want Red Hulk. And that's the thing. He was going to be in Civil War. Because apparently when the Russo brothers actually gained the use of Thaddeus Ross, especially William Hurt's Thaddeus Ross, which actually made Incredible Hulk more connected to the MCU because he's in both movies. Like, they were going to put Red Hulk in it. And having Red Hulk on probably Iron Man's side or something. But that fell through. And if he was in Civil War, he would have been in Infinity War, you know? Imagine Hulk and Red Hulk fighting Thanos side by side. That would have been sick to see. Technically, it could still happen. And in the multiverse, you can get Sam Elliott to return if he doesn't die in the next few years, and because he played General Ross in 2003 Hulk, he could come back as Red Hulk in the multiverse as well. Anyways, I'm just fanboying because I want shit to happen, bro. They're giving us content that no one wants. You know how I said about my annoyances about them not doing things? But we still have to hand it to them for what they did give us, you know? Like, sure, you could still go back in the day. Like, Doctor Strange was an Easter egg in fucking Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Then he's now a popular character. Even Black Panther, they gave us Black Panther, like, and all that. Guardians and Ant-Man. But the thing is that, like, the biggest things they have given us was, not only did they give us an original Spider-Man for the MCU, which no one thought could happen, not only that, we got our childhood Spider-Man back in the third movie, in the multiverse movie. That was crazy. And not only is that crazy, they gave us something we also didn't think could ever happen, but when they acquired Fox, we thought it could happen, and now it did happen. Having fucking Mr. Fantastic and fucking Charles Xavier in an MCU movie. That's fucking crazy. My name is Greg. I am your grandma, mama. I am your grandma. I am your grandma, mama. I am. Oh yeah, the next card is not gonna be on PlayStation. Crazy. Like, people always talk about the console wars, but then was that ease because you could play your favorite game on either console. But then the games had original games like Halo for Xbox, Uncharted for PlayStation. But when you get a franchise of games that are on both, then acquiring the rights for said games and subsequent sequels, and having those only on one platform. Like, if there is a Fallout 5, that's going to be an Xbox exclusive. If there's a new Doom game, Xbox exclusive. No new fucking Elder Scrolls game, Xbox exclusive. A new COD game, Xbox exclusive. Like, oh, fuck off. Why? Like, you're meant to treat your gamers, you know? You know? It's fucking crazy. Remember War Robots? That is true. I never even thought about this type of web gadget. Insomniac should definitely put this in the game, which is about a web attack, a stealth web thing. So they double web, then you can walk across the web above enemies. They probably put it on PC, which they did recently, on purpose, so they could get ideas for the sequel. You know, that's crazy. 10 film. I could do this all day. No. Oh, that's fucking brilliant. 10 films. So, Adamantium, so Captain America 1, 2, and 3. Avengers 1, 2, and 3. So that's four left over. What other movies is he in? At that point, like, we only knew Infinity War. Maybe Avengers would have got 2 and 3. Look, my friend looked like Nirvana. Blonde Mario, the fuck? That's funny. So that's how it shuts. I would love for Iron Man to come back. It would have to be a perfect setting where someone we know is like dying or something. Just like if Barry's about to die, you see he goes back in time to see Oliver. But I would have thought like if like the next like whenever Thor or Hulk dies, we need some form of scene where like Chris Evans and RDJ are back, you know? Or I don't know, at least if I don't know how long Peter will be alive in the MCU, but when there will be a death, I would love for OG Avengers to come back, at least in his brain, for new scenes. I want to play Last of Us 2 purely on how emotional I would get with Joel. Because legit, I've only watched I've only watched PewDiePie play Last of Us 1. And that's all I knew about. I think I watched Jacksepticeye play it maybe once. But I know the entire story just from that playthrough alone. And I watched it nearly 10 years ago. I would love to play it on stream. Whoa. Fuck. Um. Mm. Let's go to the future place. But quickly, let me do this. Oh. Come on, what are you, man? Wham bam, thank you, man. Two eight three 935. Yeah. Oh, what the fuck? That's fucking funny. Please tell me the glitch is going to occur. What?